All right, today we're going to talk about something really important, the 5 essential AI skills you'll need to thrive as a leader. And here's the key part, especially if you're not a technical expert. Think of this as your playbook for what's just around the corner. Let's dive in. So let me just start with a direct question, and I want you to really think about it for a second. Is your career ready for 2026? Now, I know that sounds like it's a ways off, but it's really not. And the professional world is about to look fundamentally different. Because you see, by 2026, this isn't just a guess, it's pretty much a guarantee. Being proficient with AI won't just be a nice little bonus on your resume, it's going to be a core skill. You know, just like knowing how to use email or spreadsheet is today. The stakes are getting pretty high, but honestly, so is the opportunity.
And that brings us right here. We're talking about AI's 2026 tipping point. This is that moment when AI stops being just hype and headlines and becomes a real everyday tool in the workplace.
And let's be super clear about what this means for you, because this quote just nails it. The real challenge and the real opportunity isn't about learning to code. It's about learning how to lead, how to be a strategist in a world that's being reshaped by AI. So how do we actually get there? Well, it all starts with building what I like to call your AI base camp. These are the foundational skills. They're the bedrock for everything else we're going to talk about. So what do I mean by foundational skills? Simple. Think of them as the absolute non-negotiables. This is the basic knowledge you have to even speak the language of AI, to be in the right conversations, and to use these tools without feeling completely lost. And it really boils down to 2 key things. First, there's AI literacy and intuition. This isn't about knowing the deep tech. It's about getting a feel for what AI is good at and, just as importantly, what it's terrible at. That intuition is what lets you make smart calls. Then there's prompt engineering. This is just a fancy way of saying learning how to talk to AI. You know, instead of just asking, write an email, you learn to say, draft a persuasive email to a marketing director highlighting these 3 features with a call to action to book a demo. That small shift, it changes everything. Okay, so once that foundation is in place, it's time to start climbing. Now we move on to the application skills. This is all about going from just knowing about AI to actually doing something with it. Application skills are, well, they're all about putting AI to work. This is where the rubber meets the road. It's where you take that basic knowledge and use it to solve actual business problems and make your own day-to-day work a whole lot smarter. And again, this breaks down into 2 really practical skills. First, you've got AI-augmented workflow design. This means looking at how your team operates and asking, where could an AI tool make us faster or smarter or more creative? And second, and this one is so important, is critical AI output evaluation. You have to be the human in the loop who can look at what an AI spits out and say, hang on, that's not quite right. You're the quality control, spotting the errors, the biases, and those weird AI hallucinations. And finally, we get to the top, the summit. This is the highest level of skill for a non-technical leader. And honestly, this is where you can create some serious value. The leadership skill isn't just about using the tools yourself. Oh no, it's about setting the direction for your whole team, maybe even your whole company. It's about strategy, big picture decisions, and tackling those tricky ethical questions that come with using AI. And it all comes down to this one crucial skill: strategic AI implementation and ethics. See, it's not just about using AI, it's about deciding how it should be used and why it should be used across the entire organization. That is real leadership. This comparison just lays it all out perfectly. On one side, you have the reactive approach. That's just adopting tools randomly, chasing the next shiny object. The strategic leader, on the other hand, makes sure every AI tool actually aligns with business goals. The reactive person kind of ignores the ethical risks. The strategic one sets proactive guidelines. And this last one is huge. The reactive leader sees AI as just a way to cut costs, while the strategic leader sees it as a way to create entirely new value. That's the difference between just surviving this shift and actually leading it. Okay, so we've covered the 5 skills. But knowing this stuff is useless if you don't do anything with it. So let's wrap this up with a super simple action plan to get you moving on this journey, like today. Here it is, 3 easy steps. First, assess your gaps. Be honest, which of these 5 skills do you need to work on the most? Second, choose one, just one. Don't get overwhelmed trying to do it all at once. Pick one to master first. And third, start a micro project. Apply that one skill to a small, real task this week. That's how you build momentum. And I just want to leave you with this last thought.
The goal here isn't to turn you into an AI expert or a data scientist. Not at all. It's about becoming an AI-empowered leader, someone who can use this technology to amplify their own judgment and expertise.
So, as we close out, I'll ask one last question. There's no doubt that AI is going to reshape our world. The only real question left is, how are you going to reshape yours?